laughing at my stepson and ruining his wedding. My name is Sarah, and I have been married to my wonderful husband, Michael, for over 20 years. We met when his 2 children from his previous marriage, Adam and Ben, were 5 and 3 years old. Michael and his ex-wife had divorced a year before we met, and there was no cheating involved. I want to make that clear because some people wonder about it. Over the years, Michael and I built a beautiful family together. We have 3 children of our own: Charles, who is 20, David, who is 17, and Ellie, who is 13. Our family is close, and I love all 5 children like they are my own, even though Adam and Ben are my stepchildren. Our story begins with exciting news. Adam, who is 28, is getting married to his fiancée, Alice, who is 27. The wedding is planned for the end of summer, and everyone in the family has been thrilled about it. Adam and Alice have been together for 3 years, and they make a lovely couple. Alice has a warm smile and a kind heart, and she has always been friendly when she visits our home for holidays or dinners. The children are all involved in the wedding. Charles is the best man, David and Ben are groomsmen, and Ellie is a junior bridesmaid. I was so proud of how our family was coming together to celebrate Adam and Alice's big day. Last weekend, we gathered at our house to celebrate Michael's birthday. Our home is a cozy 2-story house in a quiet neighborhood, with a big backyard where the children used to play. The dining room was decorated with balloons and a banner that said, "Happy Birthday." Everyone was there: Adam, Ben, Charles, David, Ellie, Alice, and of course, Michael and me. We sat around the table enjoying a delicious meal of roast chicken, mashed potatoes, and green beans. The room was filled with laughter and chatter, and I felt so happy to have everyone together. During dinner, Ellie, who is always full of energy, started talking about the wedding. "I am so excited to go dress shopping," she said, her eyes sparkling. "Mom and I are going to a big city in a few weeks to find my junior bridesmaid dress and a dress for Mom as the stepmother of the groom." I smiled at Ellie's excitement. I had been looking forward to our shopping trip. I imagined us trying on dresses, laughing, and making memories. But then, Alice gave Adam a strange look. "We only need to worry about one dress, Ellie's," she said, her voice calm but firm. Ellie laughed, thinking it was a joke. "What are you expecting Mom to wear? A suit?" she asked playfully. Alice's face stayed serious. "Sarah is not going," she said. "You know we are keeping our guest list very limited to only family and a few close friends." The room went quiet. I felt like someone had poured cold water over me. I had been part of Adam's life since he was 5 years old. I helped him with homework, cheered at his soccer games, and comforted him when he was sad. I thought of him as my son, even if I was not his biological mother. To hear that I was not invited to his wedding felt like a punch to the heart. Charles, who is always quick to speak up, asked, "Can you clarify? Are you saying you are uninviting? Mom now, or was she never invited?" Alice looked uncomfortable, but answered, "She was never invited." "Why?" Charles demanded, his voice rising. Adam spoke up, looking at the table instead of at us. "Because she is not my mom," he said. Those words hurt more than I can say. I had spent over 20 years loving Adam, treating him like my own child, and now he was saying I was not his mother. The room erupted into chaos. Charles, David, and Ellie started arguing with Adam and Alice. "That is not fair," Ellie shouted. "Mom has been your parent for most of your life. She loves you like her own. If Mom is not going, then we are not going either," David added, crossing his arms. Charles nodded. "It is cruel to leave her out. She has done everything for you, Adam." Ben, who is autistic, looked confused and upset. He does not always understand arguments, but he could tell something was wrong. "Why is everyone fighting?" he asked, his voice shaky. I reached over and squeezed his hand to comfort him. Michael and I sat there, too shocked to speak at first. I could not believe this was happening. Adam and Alice had been to our house many times since they got engaged, and they never mentioned that I was not invited. I felt betrayed and hurt, wondering why they kept it a secret. Finally, Adam turned to Michael. "Well," he said, as if expecting Michael to take his side. Michael took a deep breath. "If Sarah is not invited, I will not be going either, he said firmly. Adam's face turned red. He looked at me and said, "Are you really going to let everyone ruin my wedding? Because of you?" I do not know what came over me, but I started to laugh. The whole situation was so absurd. My stepson, whom I had raised, was excluding me from his wedding and blaming me for the family's reaction. I could not help it. The laughter just came out. "I am going to wait in the car," I said to Michael, standing up. I walked outside, got into the car, and then burst into tears. I cried for a long time, feeling hurt and confused. After that night, things got worse. Charles, David, and Ellie refused to talk to Adam. They were angry and felt he had disrespected me. Ben was still upset, especially because Adam said I was not their parent. He kept asking, "Why did Adam say that about Mom?" We tried to explain that Adam was upset and did not mean it, but it was hard for Ben to understand. The next day, Adam called Michael to try to fix things. He said he still did not want me at the wedding and that it was their choice because it was their wedding. He also said I should apologize for laughing at him. Michael was furious. "You owe Sarah an apology," he told Adam. "You can invite whoever you want, but you cannot force people to go. You should be ashamed of yourself for treating Sarah this way." The following week was tough. I felt sad and kept thinking about what Adam said. I wondered if I had done something wrong as a stepmother. Had I not loved him enough? Had I failed to make him feel like part of our family? I talked to Michael about it one night as we sat on our porch watching the stars. "You did nothing wrong," Michael said, holding my hand. "You have been an amazing mother to all our children, including Adam. This is about him, not you. I just do not understand why he would do this," I said, wiping away a tear. "We will figure it out," Michael promised. Easter weekend was coming up, and we expected Adam and Alice to spend it with Alice's parents, who live a few hours away. Meanwhile, Ellie, who is very close to Alice, texted her to ask what was going on. I do not know exactly what Ellie said, but it made Alice open up. She told Ellie that there was more to the story and that her parents wanted Adam and Alice to talk to us to clear things up. On Monday, we dropped Ben off at his biological mother's house. He had stayed an extra night to enjoy Easter activities with her family. A few hours later, Adam's biological mother, Lisa, started calling Michael repeatedly. Ben must have told her about the argument at the birthday dinner. Michael answered one call, but Lisa was screaming, so he hung up. He texted her to say that the siblings had argued, but everything was fine, and we would talk to Ben when he was back with us. From some of the angry messages Lisa sent, we started to suspect she had something to do with Adam's decision to exclude me. That same day, Adam met with Charles to talk. Charles texted us to ask if it was okay for him and Adam to come to our house afterward, and we said yes. When they arrived, I could see that Adam was upset. His eyes were red and he looked like he had not slept. As soon as he walked in, he started crying. "I am so sorry, Sarah," he said, his voice breaking. "I messed up." I was still hurt, but I wanted to understand. "Adam, why did you say I could not come to your wedding?" I asked. Adam sat down and explained everything. He said he had been trying to rebuild his relationship with his biological mother, Lisa. Over the past few months, he and Alice had been visiting her more often. At first, it was small things, like having coffee together. But then, Lisa started getting more involved in the wedding plans. Adam and Alice had originally planned a small wedding with about 60 guests, but the guest list had grown to over 120 people. They were struggling to pay for it, and Lisa offered to help cover some of the costs. At first, it seemed like a kind gesture, but Lisa started making requests. She asked for certain people to be invited and for specific details to be changed. Eventually, she told Adam that she did not want me at the wedding. Adam said it was a hard decision, but he thought it would be easier to upset me than to argue with Lisa, who was helping pay for the wedding. "I thought if I kept you away, it would keep the peace with Mom," Adam said, tears streaming down his face. "But I was wrong. I hurt you, and I hurt the whole family. I am so sorry." I was angry, but I also felt sorry for Adam. He had been put in a difficult position. "Adam, I have loved you like my own son for over 20 years, I said. It hurts so much to hear that you did not want me there. I know, he said. I wish I could take it back. Alice's parents, who we had met a few times, were not happy when they found out what had happened. They were upset that Adam and Alice had let Lisa control the wedding and that they had excluded me. They offered to help pay for some of the wedding costs that Lisa had covered so Adam and Alice could make their own choices. Michael and I also decided to contribute a little to help them. Adam asked if we could meet again in a few days with Alice to talk more, and we agreed. I was still hurt, but I wanted to work things out. I knew it would take time to heal, but I believed we could get there. The next few days were busy. Ellie and I went dress shopping as planned. We drove to a big city with lots of stores and spent the day trying on dresses. Ellie found a beautiful light blue dress that made her feel like a princess. I found a lovely dress too, one that made me feel confident and happy. We laughed and took pictures, and it felt good to share that moment with her. When we met with Adam and Alice again, they both apologized. Alice said she felt terrible for going along with the plan to exclude me. I should have stood up for you, she said. You have always been so kind to me. Thank you, Alice, I said. I just want us to move forward as a family. We talked about the wedding and how to make it a happy day for everyone. Adam and Alice promised that I was invited and that they would not let Lisa control things anymore. They also said they would work on setting boundaries with her so she could not cause problems in the future. The children started talking to Adam again, though it took time for them to forgive him. Ben was still confused, but we explained that Adam had made a mistake and was sorry. Does this mean Mom is going to the wedding? Ben asked. Yes, I said, smiling. I will be there. As the weeks went by, we focused on preparing for the wedding. Ellie practiced her junior bridesmaid walk, and Charles worked on his best man speech. David and Ben were excited to wear their groomsmen suits. Michael and I helped Adam and Alice with some of the planning, like choosing flowers and music. It felt good to be part of their special day. The wedding day arrived, and it was beautiful. The ceremony was held in a garden filled with colorful flowers and twinkling lights. Adam looked handsome in his suit, and Alice was stunning in her white dress. I sat in the front row with Michael, Charles, David, Ben, and Ellie, feeling proud and happy. When Adam and Alice said their vows, I could see the love in their eyes, and it warmed my heart. At the reception, we danced and laughed. Ellie twirled in her dress, and Ben even joined in for a slow dance with me. Charles gave a funny and heartfelt speech that made everyone smile. As I looked around at my family, I felt grateful. We had been through a tough time, but we had come out stronger. Later that night, Adam pulled me aside. Sarah, thank you for forgiving me, he said. I am so glad you were here today. I would not have missed it, I said, hugging him. I love you, Adam. I love you too, he said. As we drove home, Michael held my hand. You are an amazing mom, he said. Thank you, I said, feeling at peace. Our family is not perfect, but we love each other. Sometimes we make mistakes, but we can always work to make things right. The wedding was a reminder that love and forgiveness can heal even the deepest hurts. I know there will be more challenges ahead, but with my family by my side, I am ready for anything.